stuff before stream. Excusing my French, but SWB was like, you should update. So I updated, and now it's just changed all my settings. Hopefully there won't be an echo. Every single time I update something before stream, if something breaks, it's pissing me off nowadays. Alright. Been streaming for 20 minutes and the whole... Alright. Let's continue. So what I'm doing today is essentially I've fixed up most of this so that way we can state if a particular object is blocking an object, it's related to an object, is a duplicate of, and we've just added this one, is a sub-object. So what we've got to do first is make this look really pretty, because we just need to do it once to make it look pretty, and then we can use the exact same classes with all that kind of fun stuff, and it'll all look consistent. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment with the usual sort of technical glitches that I get. So just gonna try and make this pretty. Alright, so first things first, we've got new object link. So if I bang new object link, let's just ignore the row. We said margin top is being about, let's say 12 pixels. And then margin bottom has been about 5 pixels. Now I don't know why that takes a while to pop in, but I can also do padding bottom, like so, but I don't need it. I think that should give us enough space. We also want to actually have the ability to kind of like separate these different blocks. So what we want is border, let's go bottom. Let's go 1 pixel for a moment. Let's go light. We're going to leave light blue. We will be changing this. And then solid. Like so, yeah, we definitely need some padding at the bottom. Let's do 3 pixels. About there. Alright, so that's looking nice. We will change the blues. I know that it's not lining up with everything else, which is weird. It might be because I've set it up like this. There's a div on the outside, but that... Alright, I'm just going to edit some HTML. Just going to remove that. Come on, scroll down. Okay, that didn't... I mean, if we go elsewhere, everything lines up, apart from the HRs, which are specifically not meant to. Now this might be, I could probably get away with, let's say, here, border, bottom, 3 pixels, hot pink, solid. Oh, even there, oh. Yeah, alright. All right. I just don't want to use another HR. If I edit HTML, and let's just put in a HR. Yeah, I just don't want to use another HR. Okay. Let's find that block. And let's Google this. All right. CSS, bottom border to line up with text. That's probably not it. This is not it. All right, not a problem. I mean, it's not the worst thing. It is very subtle. And on mobile, it does actually look okay. But the problem is, what if it's on a normal screen? And then on the normal screen, I'm kind of like, ugh. Oh. Another fix is, what I could actually do is put in a div statement in there that's only one high with a border and all that kind of fun stuff. But that's just creating extra work. Oop. And a lot of what's in here, so notice the padding and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's automatic from Bootstrap. So let's delete that node. So even if I do something in here, it's still gonna do massive line across. Okay. But I'll tell you what, let's test the theory. So, but first, let's actually copy. Let's just copy this one line. We don't need the rest at the moment. So, we've got a double thing here. We can comment these out for the moment. Let's go object link border. Let's go height as, let's go 1 pixel. Background color as light blue. Width 100%. Just want to check something out. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but let's figure it out. All right. Border hack. Div class equals object link border. Right. Just wait for it to compile. Hit this. Click on linked objects. I think I didn't wait long enough. Oh no, I did. All right. So wait, why? Oh no, that will be the border. As you see, it's still quiet. Let's get rid of the width. I'm just playing around with the CSS at the moment. Alright, this might be... Okay, margin. So it'll be top first, let's go 0. Left and right, let's go 20 pixels. We could do that, but the width is still at 100. In which case we would do something like calc, 100% minus, it'll be 18 pixels. It's a hack. But what we could do is we can get rid of some of that and just go border, bottom, let's say 2 pixels, light blue, solid. And I didn't say, I mean that is a terrible hack. Let's not lie. But almost lines up exactly. Okay. How we can test this out, we can go So we need 2 more pixels. But as subtle, it could work. All right. Sweetie. Yeah, I need to work. Thank you. All right. Whoa. Socks. In your bed. There you go. Yeah, you'll get treats soon. Everyone knows where the treat thing is. If you want to give Socks a treat, they're part of the rewards. She'll get a couple of treats and she'll be happy with you. So, what we want is... we can get rid of the height. We can get rid of this at the moment. We can get rid of that. So, we need border, bottom. We're going to go 1 pixel. We're going to pick a NearBeach color. So I am going to pick common variables. We haven't actually set any NearBeach blues. So what we want is this color. And I need to put that as a variable. And solid. All right. Then what we need to do is we need a width where the calc is going to be 100% minus, now this is going to be 22 pixels because the margin is going to be 0 and 11 pixels. All right. Now, we could increase the margin on the top to being about 5 pixels. I reckon is a good sort of guess. Let's just do that. Let's wait a few seconds. Let's hit reload. Let's see how this turns out. So linked objects. So we've got a nice little blue line across here. Everything looks nice. You got 5. Yep. Okay, cool. We will be moving this little delete thing. So that will belong over here. Thank you, sweetie. Ooh, developing and working. All right. I'll need something CSS to actually cut this word off or fade it out. So we'll play around with that. But I reckon that's a good enough size. And then when we cut this window down to mobile, bang, we've still got that lovely little blue line there. We don't need it up here. And then what we can do is we can play around with the font sizes and so forth like that and how it's laid out. So instead of having something like requirement, we can have REQ, or actually, yeah, we'll figure that out. All right. So, oh yeah, and then when this is down in this size, we don't need to worry about number of that there, which is fine. But we do need to worry about this. So let's click on that. And hey, Ivanhoe! Oh, hey, how are you? I hope you're good. Socks is also here. She wants treats. Long time no see. You've just hit daylight savings, haven't you? Because I think there's a crossover where we both have daylight savings at like for a month and then I lose it. So. All right, so this little tiny thing here. So this object link removal, let's actually we could do the whole thing. She has been really cute this evening. However, she can't make up her mind whether being in the bed or by me or wanting cuddles. So yeah. No, you were later? Ah, okay. Then where is daylight savings starting? Because all the memes are coming out. Alright. So, position. This is where I keep getting this all mixed up. We don't want fixed because that will be at the top of the page. It's absolute. And then we want it on the right. We don't want 0. No. Or do we want it on the left? I thought, why is, all right, let's try that again. Right, 0 pixels, 100%. This is where I muck this up all the time. The US has switched to daylight saving time. Oh, you're in Europe. Oh, yep. All right, if I go left. Oh, okay, so now that's going, I've then 100%, and it should be popping over there. All right, cool. I keep mucking up this. So I do apologize. So we want calc 100% minus, and then 200 pixels, 100 pixels, 50 pixels. I think that's a good placement for that. And then when we expand, boom, turns up where we want it. We've also got to change the color too. So yeah, not a problem. So I've got that there at the moment. I'm happy with that. So let's just copy this code into here. Bang that out, bang this over here, bang this in over here, bang, bang, and save. And then when we hit reload, we got that all the way over there. We haven't got that working. Oh no, did I just delete something? Oops. Ah, well. We should actually have a... Sorry, I'm just double checking one thing. On click, remove link. remove link. All right. I'm gonna put this down as a bug because I should be implementing a modal to question that. Because the user can't, if they're on their phone or tablet or something like that, they could accidentally click on it. So new issue. Users can accidentally delete link. Method log into NearBeach to navigate to an open project / task. Scroll down and click delete objects. Delete a link. Results link to ask the user if they are sure they want to delete that link. Actual results. Link is just deleted. And hello, Jan. How are you? I hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. I'm just putting in this quick bug. Just because this can be fixed pretty easily. This is actually a normal type of thing. This is the bug. This is submitted. This I will just assign it to myself. This would be MISC. Actually, modules. Not MISC. And done. Let's hit create. Cool. So going back over here, essentially, this is looking nice. I do realize that we've got this now. So I'm building a project management system called NearBeach. So currently at the moment, we can collect organizations, customers. You can have your own Kanban board. You can get projects, tasks. You can also do requirements and requests for changes. So yeah, currently building it. It's in alpha. Hopefully I'll do the next release soon, which is going to be a massive sort of leap because we're making some massive sort of database changes and just yeah, it's going to be ruthless. Because from that point on, I want to actually stabilize NearBeach to the point where it can actually be utilized. So yeah, I'm currently fixing up a UI UX issue. So the last couple of streams, what I've been doing is we've added in the functionality that can actually state whether linked objects are either blocking that current object, is blocked by that object, is related to that object, is a duplicate of, or in this specific case, we've just added this today, is a sub-object of that object. So yes, right at the moment I'm just playing around with CSS. You'll see me change a few things here and there, go meh, meh, and also figure out why this is happening. So yes, I know I've done this before, where I've accidentally got something that's all the way over here. By the looks of it, there is a single line over here, which I don't know why. Alright, let's try this in Chrome. Alright, let's go localhost. I think it was this one? Alright, it doesn't show up on desktop mode. But it does on mobile. Oh wait, that is weird. It's probably something I've done. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in here and just go whoop and comment out and just save and wait for the next thing to compile. Just takes a couple of seconds, hit compile. Click on linked objects, so it's not doing it there. I'm going to slowly, so I don't think it's that. It could be that. I don't think it's that. So I'm slowly feeding things back in to see where I've made that error. All right, that's definitely not that. Definitely not that. So is it this? And now it's gone. No, it's back. No, it's back here too. All right. Might have been a cache issue then. Wait a couple of seconds. It should have compiled by now. Hit reload. Go down here. Linked objects. All right, that's on the left. All right, so position absolute or the left. Minus 47. Okay, no problem. Let's see if we position absolute. Cool. So that doesn't do it. I think it might be the left. Oh, how did I screw up then? Yeah, it's that one there. All right, not a problem. Right, calc. All right, I'm doing something wrong with position absolute. CSS position absolute to the right. When I first saw the website, I thought it was a legitimate startup project. However, since you mentioned an episode, I'm not sure if it's a hobby project or something. It started off as a hobby project. And then a couple of years ago, I was like, you know what, I can actually build this out to be a useful tool for those in the open source community. So I deleted all my code, which sounds funny, but the reason being is I learnt so much on the hobby side of it that I was like, there's just so many problems. I need to actually delete the code and start up again. So I did that. I didn't delete the database code, should have. Which is why 0.30 is essentially new, because I finally essentially went through it and deleted so much of that code and reamped it. Yeah, so I'm hoping it will be a thing, especially for the open source community. Hand socks, you're lucky. All right, cool. This is a good time. Yeah, you know what this means, socks. You know exactly what this means. All right. You mean the project for learning purpose? I've pretty much learned quite a bit, but there's still always a lot you can learn. In your bed? No, in your bed. So every single project you're essentially will work on, you should be learning a new thing or two during it. So for example, lately I've been learning how to improve my unit tests, and soon I'll be doing how can I actually implement end-to-end sort of tests properly. But I've also learned how to use Docker, so I can Dockerize NearBeach and send it off and so forth like that. So yeah, there's always something to learn. You'll never stop learning. There's always a new language that comes out. There's always a new philosophy that comes out. Some languages will have new extensions added to them. There'll be new things to play around with. So yeah. Did you drop a treat, sweetie? All right. Anyway, we'll get back into it. So they're saying float right. Removes the element from the flow of the document. Oh, I think I know. Oh. If I put in a width of, let's say, 50 pixels, get rid of this, go left. All right, don't want left. I want to do it like that. However, we want it at 44, and that will get, cool. Now double checking what I put in here for the width and height. Looks like a socks requires more treats. Yeah, she always does. She always does. She's got her back turned to you right now. She's plotting her next revenge. It's a severed leg toy. It's a zebra version of the same thing. And a dinosaur tail. That's a little revenge pile there. I've had those toys for so long, it's not funny. Started off as a joke. So I had a cat called Toby Tripod, and I saw someone made severed leg cat toys. I was like, I have to get one for my cat. Okay, so we figured it out. Position at absolute, delete this line, right, we said 0 pixels, right? And we said width at 44 pixels. Oh, all right, she's decided to, she's got her treats. She's off to get water. Which reminds me, I gotta fill up both water bowls. All right, so if we hit refresh, we should see it pop over here, which is nice. Very clean, very easy. There is none of that thing anymore. So yeah, the reason why it was doing that was because the div was still 100%. So what we did was we just shoved the div over that way, and it's like, why did you upload a migration file? All right. So this would have been a long time ago. Is this part of which branch? This is part of main. All right, cool. So this isn't the newest migration files. So what I'm using is Django. Django is what's called a model view controller. So the model deals with the database, the controller deals with the logic, and the view does with the front stuff. However, Django does little things a bit differently. It isn't so straightforward like that sometimes. It's best to actually refer to the documentation, what the view and controller specifically mean. So if we have a look at under NearBeach migrations, I will open up the initial one, and I will open up our models file. That's the views. Now, models. There they are. I need to increase the text for that. I can hardly read it. So in here, what we've got is we've essentially got how we want to define our database. So in Django, they use ORM, which is, and the acronym always slips me, Django ORM meaning, it's object, I keep forgetting if it's relationship or, I think it's a relationship manager or something. Sorry, I've just absolutely forgotten the whole entire acronym. Object relation mapping. There you go. Done. So what actually happens in Django, if I edit this, there's a script which I use that will create these files. These are the migration files. These tell the database what has changed and what is to be expected there. So at the start of the stream, and sadly my mic was actually turned off when I was actually editing one of these. So I actually don't edit these files directly. I edit the models and get it to actually write the script. So what it did was it created this. So it now is just saying, hey, this operations, blah, 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 you know, have these choices. And that's what I did. I thought it was bad practice, isn't it? Bad practice uploading a migration file? No, because you've got other model view controllers that do it, like Laravel. You've got to actually tell, so when you deploy the software, a lot of times you will run the migration files to create that database. There's other things in here. So for example, the database connections and stuff like that, which are in the settings, which is bad to upload. However, that being said, I have gone against those, gone against it. Just give me 2 seconds. Where is it? Settings. But this is just a development setting file. So this means nothing whatsoever. There's no passwords or anything in here. All right, going back to this. Yeah. Oh, no problem. Oh yeah, see ya. All right, so we do have to fix this. So it doesn't look like that's overlapping. That will occur, yeah, that will occur like that. But that's fine. We can play around with that. That's not too much of a problem. We also want to kind of shrink these so it doesn't look so there. So what we'll call that class equals object link. Let's call it link. Class equals object link title. Okay, let's, perfect. So I'm going to copy this. Going to uncomment out that, just bang it in like this. I'm going to place this in here. I'm also going to put in object link title. And straight off the bat, I am going to hijack what we've already used for text instructions. So up here, we've got text instructions. I'm just gonna hijack it, but we can tweak it. Like so. For these, do we want the font a bit bigger? Let's comment out this section for the moment. Let's hit save. Let's wait for it to compile. So yeah, that looks a lot better like that because it draws. Straight away you can be like, all right, the second line's more important. we do need a way for CSS to be like, this is only going to be in this one little line. So we do need to be like CSS, no word wrap, and cut off. And play around with it. And breaking text. All right, let's have a look in the Mozilla Dev. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project that has a really long name. Just gonna paste it in. A madman doing this. $400. It's probably too long. In which case, if that, yeah. The one reason why I got a 400 error, the project name was way too long, so there is a bug in there. Creating a new project with a long title, it's a 400 error, should be validating. So method 1, log into NearBeach, 2, navigate, create a new project. Project 3, use the following text for the project title. For fill out the other fields appropriate. And then 5, submit. Expected results. This to not work. Validation states that the title is too long. Actual results. Tries to submit, get 400 error. All right, just finding more bugs for us to fix. Jesus, ready for testing is already at 20. Okay. So we don't want any overflow. The reason why I created this is to create overflow. So we are actually going to link task number 1. And we're just going to save. It will be related. Everyone's happy. Just going to hit refresh over here, linked objects. So we've got this, where it, over 2 lines. I mean, in reality, it's not going to be too much of a hassle, but for this sort of size, you should know what the project is here. So we want to create some CSS, which will cut this off. So we're just going to look up the main content size, the maximum size of the box containing the contents, set the width or inline size to the property of min content. No, breaking long words, no. No word wrap. All right. Don't want that. We just don't want it wrapping. So let's just play around with it. No problem playing around with it. So element, word, wrap. All right. CSS, no word wrap. White space, no wrap. A white space pre and most commonly used values. The first one seems to be what you're after. So no wrap, overflow, clip, perfect. There we go. So what I'm doing, bang, out like this. Now on mobile, however, on mobile, I'll be doing something different. On mobile, I do want that wrap, and I'll show you in a second why. So if we hit refresh, and let's shrink this down. It hasn't done its thing yet, so we'll refresh again. There you go. So it's done its thing. So if we shrink this down, as you see, it doesn't look nice. All of a sudden you're losing quite a lot of context and stuff like that. So on mobile, we might do a wrap. So if we click on this, we might do something like this, which is fine on mobile. And then once it gets big, like here, you put this back on, and it's like, yep, that will work perfectly fine. That way you've got the best of both worlds. I mean, in reality, if we're here, it still works, but then at what point do we turn that back on? So we just need a media query. Sucks. In your bed. Good go. Alright, so that media screen where this is where I always get this. Max width is, sorry, I just got to look up the bootstrap stuff because I want to get the numbers from here. Breakpoints. So we want an MD is greater than and equal to this number. So the max width is 1 less than that. And I think we put this in a bracket here, don't we? And we're like, all right, no, I've got to look this up. Sorry, this has been a little while since I've actually had to use these. CSS media query. It's an and then min width. Yeah, or max width. So what we're doing here, actually we want this min width we still want the no, we don't. All right. All right, so what's happening here is the media query runs the screen and the min width of the page is greater than that. Is greater than that, then it will run this. We'll find out in a minute. All right, still does it, and then presto! Now it does that. All right, perfect. Okay, the next thing is to copy this sort of text onto over here. So we essentially just copying this. Later on, you could use these as variables and all that kind of stuff. Yes, which would be a lot better to do, because that way you've just got one place to change it instead of multiple places like I do right now. Socks, you okay? All right. So let's hit refresh. So we've got this looking really nice now, and then when we shrink this down, yeah, cool. So when it's out like this, we need a max width for the text itself. But we do have a col MD2 here. Even if we move it to a 1, that's not going to look socks. So, what do we need to do? Problem is, this word is like that. Now, what I can do in here, so for example, padding to the right, we do 10 pixels. Actually, let's do 44 pixels. All right, let's go down, let's 30 pixels. You'll notice that it automatically wraps around and stuff like that. This could be a solution, and then we just do our wrap sort of stuff. So in this sort of case, this would be the status. The status is staying the same, so we just do a media screen, and where the min width is 768 pixels. Did my music stop playing? Yes, it did. All right, not a problem. 768 pixels. Then what we want is padding to the right. We said 30 pixels. And then white space is no wrap. And then overflow is clipped. All right, let's have a look. Alright, the clipping's not working. Have I just got the overflow wrong? Okay, I've gotten something wrong there. margin right doesn't work because that jumps onto a new line. All right. This is the fun part about CSS, is just figuring out these little tiny things. I think that's the last thing we want to figure out here. Okay. And then this will be looking a lot nicer. A bit disappointed how that... Because yeah, it breaks right there. But if we tell it not to, much like up here, it's just not doing it. Oh, that's weird. Alright. And then when it shrinks, it just goes back into normal. This is just normal. Huh. Oh, sorry. So yeah, we want no wrap. We want the overflow to clip. Okay. I mean, it still works with the two lines because there's two lines here. So it's not the worst thing possible. And when this gets smaller, it just pops back down and all that kind of fun stuff. You know, it's not. Oh, wait, I didn't. Yeah, I've got to refresh. I mean, it works really well there. I might have to leave it like this. Oh, sorry. All right, let's check Chrome. That's it, refresh. Let's zoom in. Let's go down. Oh, wait, we already refreshed. All right, let's click on this. Let's see what we can do over here. So we've got the pattern to the right. Not word right. White space, no wrap. Then overflow. Clip. Isn't a thing. Isn't clip a thing? CSS overflow clip. Not working. Alright, let's read up why this isn't happening. Overflow X clip, it's not working. Alright, I'll zoom in for you guys. So scroll down. My guess is using on an iPhone. Can I use clip? Unfortunately, is not. Oh. No. Overflow anchor, property overflow. All right. It works right here. Actually, let's see if it actually is working for this. It's working for this. Inspect. What if I do padding to the right 50 pixels? So it's not working when padding is involved. And that's why. All right. So it ignores padding. Let's try that again. I've screwed that one up. So it didn't like padding 30 whatsoever. It won't like that. I'm doing something stupid. All right. Just gonna refresh. Another idea is if we just open up this, let's edit as basic HTML. Span. Right, we just put a span in there. And then from this, we'll do wrap, word spacing. No, not word spacing. What is it? White spacing. No wrap. Okay, that works on the span. Overflow clip doesn't work there. But if I click on this, overflow clip, I could do width, calc 100% minus, let's say 35 pixels. But I need to actually specify display inline or block. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that doesn't work. But this is working. Okay. So we need a span under here. What we need is, we just need to display block and overflow clip. Overflow clip. I don't even know if we need the overflow clip at that level, but that's fine. Just wait a couple of seconds, hit refresh. And we forgot to do one little tiny thing. We needed to go in here, and for the status, we are okay. Now we wait, and now we hit refresh. Perfect. Now, I don't know if we need to get rid of the overflow at the span level, but let's have a look. Oh, we still need it there. We don't need it in the bottom one. All right. So let's simplify our code. So we've got this overflow clip, we don't need it here. So what's actually happening is down here, we've got all this sort of set up. So with the span, what actually happens is we can set it that it's a block and that everything will clip on that. And that's how we fix up that problem. So yeah, now it's all hunky-dory. So we've got this showing, developing / working. There's only one line of it that way. And also as the screen sort of shrinks, that works perfectly. We won't have any problems with things bumping into 3 lines and stuff like that. So on the mobile form, I kind of like it like that so far. We should think about all of these items like requirement item and so forth like that if we should feed through a dictionary and get out a value. So yeah, we should look at that. All right. So the idea is we can shorthand these. So REQ item, task, project, pre-RO, and all that kind of stuff, just to make that text a little bit smaller. So, so what will happen is something like this. All right, just a simple object. So going in here, what we want, let's scroll down, is we want the data field. So we've got link results. Dictionary objects. That will be just a, how did they set it up? Sorry. Oh, it's just an object. Oh, is it really just? Yeah, I probably want something like that, but all right, we'll come back to that. That's fine. Let's get rid of that. Let's pretend we didn't talk about it. All right, so what else we need is we need a link. Yeah, sorry, cat hair. So going down here, we can add the link on the titles. I would add it on the title section. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. At the moment, we're just doing this. And we'll do it like that. So it's a new tab. Okay. What else do we need to do? We'll fix this up, but first I want to see how this looks, because we're dealing with looks at the moment. So I can see, yeah, this is, now on mobile phone, this is the tricky thing. On mobile phone, we might want it to have it looking like this, just because people will be like, oh, that's a hyperlink. We want to get rid of all that. So we need to essentially, on this particular one, we need text decorations, if memory serves me correctly, and then none. What else do we need to do? Remove color and underline from link CSS. Keep forgetting what else needs to be done. Inherit. All right, let's have a look. Perfect. Yep, I like that. So in the object links stuff, we just need to key in a Now we've got to make sure those colors are the same. Yep, all right. We just need to go color, inherit, and text decoration is going to be none. Wait a few seconds, have it reload. Go linked objects. Didn't work. Just double checking that I didn't reload too fast enough. Reloaded too fast, that's all. So as you see, this is working how we want it to. Got that, we've got the project. We need to clarify that object status. So in here, but then all right, we can actually have something is shown just on mobile. All right. So at the moment, of course, I'm just going to refresh. Object status is, and so forth like that. But when we get bigger, we don't want that at all. So what we need to do is have it, now does Bootstrap have a show on, hide on, hide. Oh, sorry. Hide. Toasts. Off collapse. No. Off cats. No. Tooltips. No. Providers. Drop downs. No. Classes. No. Alright. It looks like it does it, but we can make one very, very quickly. Going in here, what we need to do is make sure it only applies to the first child. So in the status, when screen width is huge, that's fine. This is CSS get first child. So just first child. And let's just do color is red for the moment, just to see if this works whatsoever. Hopefully. So this is part of it when the screen is big. So I'm gonna hit refresh. Great, perfect. We hit the nail on the head. Just gonna shrink that again. And then when we shrink it, it turns back to. So what we need is just display none. Perfect. It's gonna be 10 times simpler. So wait a couple of seconds, hit refresh. So what we want is linked objects, object statuses, and so forth like that. So you've got it defined on the smaller screen, being like this. I might get rid of is and just have a colon, because that wording doesn't work with all of those. And then when it's big, we can, yeah, it's not socks. What? Yeah. We don't need to worry as much. Okay. That should work perfectly. Done. Perfect. Yeah, I would like that to be proper. But first, let's fix this up so this actually goes to the correct spot. So, in here, what we want is actually a v-bind. So we're gonna bang that onto a new line, bang that up. We want v-bind href, and then it's gonna be like this. We've got this .root URL. Now root URL will have the proper slash in it. And then what we need is the current object type underscore information / and then we want the object ID. And then end with a / and hit save. So pretty much every single object has an information page. Apart from cards will be a bit different. In the sense that cards, we will have to have the Kanban board information also. And I just realized that made this a bit trickier. Which is a bit annoying, but not a problem. So under linked objects, this requirement 1 will open up requirement 1. Perfect. This project 5, perfect. Now, if I duplicate this tab, let's actually try and create a problem. Link object, we want to link a task. We want to link task 1. All right. Now, in reality, this is also a bug in here. This should actually be pulling in information from that project. Oh, sorry, task. But we should be able to open it up here and it'll be like, oh no, this is an object, and actually open up that project information. Or task information, sorry. Oh God, I'm so confused at the moment. So in here, click on linked objects. We're not seeing any card results because I'm not feeding it through. Okay, that's fine. All right, this is a bug which I've got to think about. Do I actually want Kanban cards in here? Part of me says yes. The other part is how. All right. Linking a card to a project / task does not get it to show in the links object module. Okay, I've just linked a task to a Kanban board. However, it will not appear in the links object of that task. Up here. All right. how do we want to do this? Did we want to just open up the Kanban board, which would be a lot easier to do? Do we want to open up the Kanban board? Yeah, definitely. And board, because in the future, when a user opens up a card /an object on the Kanban board, it'll go to the object. Opening up the card should not be done to this. Alright, so my theory is it might be easier to open up. Yeah, so one of the, I just closed the tab I was going to open. So one of the issues is this is a linked object in a Kanban board. So we want it to get the latest data every single time this opens. So if something changes, it will get this data, which is going to be good for us. The problem is when someone opens up this, we actually don't want it to actually open it up like a normal Kanban card because this is a linked object. And we've got to actually state these objects are linked. And I might actually key that in as a UI UX bug right now. So the idea is when you open up this, it will actually open up the object. So I can't link in a card, but I can link in the Kanban board. So it might be an idea of being, and we can get the Kanban board from the card. It's not going to be a problem. This is going to be a MISC. Correct. Okay. New issue. Alright. UI/UX. Linked objects in Kanban board. We'll need an icon / UI element to tell users that those particular cards are actually linked objects. These objects will actually open up the object information page. Alright, state submitted. Just going through all the usual processes. Kanban. Alright, cool. But at least we've got this looking nice now. So the idea is I've got to test this with all the objects and so forth. So I've got to create more links. We've done that, we've done project. It looks like it's working. So the idea here also is you won't be able to create a link to a Kanban board from here. Specifically because it's meant to be done at the Kanban level. Because you need to know the columns and the levels and all that kind of fun stuff. And just doing that will just annoy people. So this should be almost finished. Okay. Well, I'm happy. I'm probably going to finish it there today because I got to go to bed early. I'm exhausted. So let's find someone to wrap.